Avatar is finally here. We've got 112 new legends to talk about. But first, let's get through all of the mono white ones that could be your commander. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys at Magic. This is Hunter and Steven. Say what up, Steven.
What's up, everybody?
We are back doing another episode of our commander grades. That's right, we go through every single brand new legend from the sets, and we talk about them as a potential commander and give them a grade on how we feel it could overall helm a deck. But this is Avatar: The Last Airbender. In this video, you already clicked on it, you already heard the teaser. Mono white. That's right, there are 21 brand new mono white legends. That is a lot from a TV show. Right?
That is an aggressive number.
There are a lot of just like legends that have the exact same name, like Aang in the whole set, not just mono white. There's like 8 of them. Absolutely wild.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not Spider-Man.
It's not Spider-Man. But here we are doing some grades. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, because we have got some going. Let's go ahead and start with the first one, Steven. It's what I mentioned, Aang. It's Airbending Master. It's 4 and a white for a 4/4 legendary creature human avatar ally. It says when Aang enters, airbend another target creature. If you don't remember, what is airbend? Well, you exile it, and while it's exiled, its owner may cast it for 2 rather than its mana cost. And whenever one or more creatures you control leave the battlefield without dying, you get an experience counter. And at the beginning of your upkeep, you create a 1/1 white ally creature token for each experience counter you have. I am so in love with this card.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I think I put airbending like pretty low on my bending like tier. Uh, but after kind of like playing around with the set a little bit, it's kind of up there for me now.
Definitely. I think airbending is pretty powerful. It's something people don't expect. I think it's going to see more play in standard. I know we talk about commander here, but at the pre-release, it did pretty well. I ran airbending and it did well. A lot of people, mono white, they picked because of airbending. It just gets people out of the way because you can airbend your own stuff, but you can airbend your opponent's things too. So it's just like bounce that away. You can cast it later for 2, but you have to they still have to use their resources on that. It's just kind of a little stutter. I'm super here for it. And maybe on the channel, not maybe, you will see, we're doing kind of missing precons, and I got airbending, and you might see a missing precon all about airbending with this at the helm. So as a little tease, I am here for this one.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, we'll just talk about Aang. I just the 5 mana is so aggressive, but I mean, I will say, I I think overall the airbending masters for all of the other colors were fantastic. I think the experience counters, I love playing with that because it's so you can't really get rid of them. I think there's like one card in Magic that gets rid of experience counters, and it's like 6 mana. So and it's never run in anyone's decks because it's such an odd thing to include.
Yeah.
But I think anything dealing with experience counters is pretty good. I do wish that it was on end step, just because I feel just like on your upkeep, it's just a full turn rotation
I get
for
that.
something bad to happen.
But the way I built this deck is a little tease again. Blink, obviously. You want things to
Yeah.
leave without dying. So another thing that's really good in this is actually the new mechanic from the last set. And by last set, I mean Edge of Eternities.
I thought you were gonna say Spider-Man and web
No,
slinging.
no, we're talking web slinging, not bad, but we are talking Edge of Eternities. We're talking about warping, because warping, you just go to exile. That counts as that. So it's very cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm here for this. So we'll start with me for the grades here. I'm actually a big fan of this. Like you mentioned, experience counters are hard to get rid of, but the more experience counters you have, the amount of white allies are going to be exponential. I'm giving this a B.
Yeah, I want to give this a B, and I'm just gonna give this a B. I think it's good. It's just obviously Blink is a very broken kind of like mechanic in my mind when it comes to Magic, and I think this is strong. I If this was like 4 mana, I'd be there, B all day, but this is like such a iffy one for me.
Well, Aang Airbending Master, still average grade of a B. Moving on to another Aang. This one is Aang Air Nomad. It's 3 and 2 white for a 5/4. This is a legendary creature, human avatar ally. It has flying, it has vigilance, and it says other creatures you control have vigilance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this is the part of the video, or you're going to see this in multiple parts of the video, because we do go over every single legend. Some legends are better than others. This one is one of those ones that are not very good. Flying and vigilance for
Yeah, it's kind of
5
rough because
mana.
I don't even know if I'm throwing this in the 99.
You're not. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
rough. There are many, many other ways to give other creatures vigilance in Magic. This one is not the one. So I think we can go quickly, Steven. This one's going to be an F for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this an F as well. Great art.
Great
Not a good
art.
card.
Aang Air Nomad does get the average grade of an F. Moving on to another Aang, Steven. This one is the last Airbender. It's 3 and 1 white mana for a 3/2 legendary creature, human avatar ally. It has flying, and it says when Aang enters Airbend up to one other target non-land permanent. And whenever you cast a lesson spell, Aang gains lifelink until end of turn. Pretty cool.
Okay.
I will say I threw this into the other Aang because I felt like it went pretty well. I don't know about this card as a commander, though. The more lessons we get, and if they actually do the thing, which I'm hoping they don't, and make lessons a sideboard thing in commander, then this card will be very viable. But until that point, you're just going to have to run mono white lessons and give this lifelink. And that's okay. But again, you can blink this multiple times. You can blink other things. I love how it's target non-land permanent, not just creatures you control. So you can do anything if it had like a leave trigger or an ETB trigger. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not really here for this. I think I never really was a fan of lessons until this set. I'll be honest with you, and especially with all the lessons they put into this set. But I'll just to cast a lesson to give this life link. It doesn't pump it up, doesn't put a counter on it. It stays on it, and it just has the one ability when it enters. I mean, I don't even really know if I'm building this as like a blink. It's kind of rough, but I understand why you put it into the other Aang, which I'm fully there for in the 99, but at the helm, it's not enough.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and go straight into the grades. I think I'm going to go middle of the road for this one. I think this one's going to be a C.
I'm gonna go one down. I'm gonna go down to a D, and I think mainly because like this card wants to care about lessons primarily. I feel like, and we got so many good multicolored cards for that I don't know why you would run mono white.
Yeah, well, Aang the Last Airbender is the average grade of a C. We've got Aang's Companion. Matter of fact, it's Appa, Aang's Companion. It's 3 and a white for a 2/4 legendary creature, Bison ally. It's got flying and says whenever Appa attacks, another target attacking creature without flying gains flying until end of turn. Look at that. Gives it a little bit of flying.
Yeah,
Little bit of evasion.
little bit of evasion, huh?
Just
I no, no.
it's yeah, I mean, it's a Sky Bison, right?
This has to come down, wait a whole turn, and then it gets to attack, and then it gets something else flying. It's only a 2/4. Like it's not too powerful. It does a little bit of evasion, which is cool, but yeah, I know I told you this before we started recording the video, but like I'm just almost shocked that they didn't do mana precons for this
Yeah,
because
the partner pairing of these two.
yeah, like partner pairing between Aang and Appa or like Momo and just like there's just so many possibilities with this whole, show
Mm-hmm.
that you could have put so much cool stuff together. I mean, I love the set. I feel a super missed opportunity.
Let's move on to the grades. This one's, believe it or not, I'm going to give this one higher than I would have. I'm going to give it a D.
I'm giving this an F. I don't know.
That's fair. Appa Aang's Companion gets the average grade of a D. Look in the sky. Steven, there's another one. It's Appa, Loyal Sky Bison. It's 4 and 2 white for a 4/4 legendary creature, Bison ally. It's got flying and says whenever Appa enters or attacks, choose one. Target creature you control gains flying until end of turn, or airbend another target non-land permanent you control. Look at
All
that
right, we're
one.
getting better.
That one does something on ETB, but it is still 6 mana. It's a lot.
Yeah, that is the rough part.
That's a lot for Monowhite.
That is a lot. I do love an ETB and attack trigger creature.
That's true. I'd love that too. It does something right away, and you don't have to give it haste. It's
Yeah, I mean,
interesting.
it just reminds me of Ureni, just super weak.
I was going to say, no, it doesn't. This does not remind you of Ureni at all. You know, Appa, Loyal Sky Bison, Ureni, same thing, really.
Yeah, they both
Think about it.
fly.
Yeah. We're fine. No, this is okay. It's kind of middle of the road for me again. This it does the airbending thing, but it's still 6 mana, and that's where I'd kind of draw the line there. So
Yeah, it's pretty rough for 6 mana. I mean, if again, I think 4 mana, I'm kind of there, which I mean, I think is,
I think
I
4
think
mana is
that's
pretty solid.
fine.
Yeah.
I don't even think 4 mana would make this broken.
Well, Steven, let's move the grids and you start.
It's a little bit better than the other Appa, so I'm going to go up to a D.
You know what? I will join you. That this 6 mana is putting me onto the D spot there, which means the average grade for Appa Loyal Sky Bison is a D. It's a bird. It's a plane. Nope, it's just another Appa. Appa Steadfast Guardian, 2 white for a 3/4 legendary creature, Bison ally. It's got flash, it's got flying, and says whenever Appa enters airbend any number of other target non-land permanents you control, and whenever you cast a spell from exile, you create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Pretty sweet. I like this one.
Yeah, this is an absolute banger of a card. I love this Appa.
Yeah, because you get to bounce as many things as you want. And we just mentioned the sweet spot would have been 4 mana for the last one. Here we are, 4 mana plus this has flash. So you can cast it whenever you want. I am here for this one.
Oh, I'm super here for this. I mean, this has so much versatility. It's not even funny, man. Just I think the main reason why I like this is board wipes run rampant, like exile effects too. So you can literally just have this in the command zone, flash this in for 4, and then just bounce your entire board and recast it for 2 mana, and then get all those ETBs all over again. That, and I'm almost pretty sure I saw a video of this in standard where this is kind of running rampant in a combo deck.
We mentioned at the beginning, the first card we talked about, airbending. Pretty good. Yeah, airbending. I kind of created that deck that I mentioned about airbending. A little one more teaser is all you guys get before the video comes out. Kind of said, hey, this could be your backup commander. This is a pretty solid second choice. I do like how they both kind of do the same thing. It airbends when it ETBs, and it cares about allies. So I love it.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and move on to the grades. Steven, I'll kick it off with you once again.
I think I'm gonna go to a B. I think this is really, really good.
I am joining you right there at a B level 2, which leads us to our average grade for Appa Steadfast Guardian of a B. All right, Steven, I heard you wanted one more. It's Appa the Vigilant. It is 5 and 2 white for a 6/6 legendary creature, a Bison ally. It's got flying, it's got vigilance, and whenever Appa or another ally you control enters, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain flying and vigilance until end of turn. Pretty much every Appa we've seen just combined into one card, make it 7 mana, and call it a day.
I jokingly said let's move on to another bad Appa, and I'm almost here for. I'm here for it.
I mentioned I'd tease one more time. This is really good in the deck that I built. It cares about allies, and because the other Aang makes so many allies based on experience counters, those count for each trigger that would happen. It gets +1/+1/+1/+1/+1 for every ally. So easy to do. This gets nuts. This is a good finishing card.
Yeah, this is a great finisher. It's almost like a Crater Hoof Appa.
Critter Hoof Appa. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. But 7 mana as a commander is going to be a bit too much in my opinion. And yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where it gets bad for me is the mana cost. I think if this was just a little bit lower, this would be really good. But I mean, if it's a little bit lower, I think this is the case where it would be broken. Just the amount of shenanigans that can be ran with this card, I think, are pretty good at a lower cost. So 7 is steep, brother.
7 is steep. Let's move on to the grades. I'll kick us off. Middle of the road. This is a powerful effect, but still 7. It's going to be a C.
Yeah, I'm going straight to a C as well.
Well, Appa, the Vigilant, gets the average grade of a C. Moving on to Hakoda, Selfless Commander. It is a 3 and a white for a 3/5 legendary creature, human warrior ally. It's got vigilance, and it says you may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast ally spells from the top of your library, and you can sacrifice Hakoda. The creatures you control get +0/+5 and gain indestructible until end of turn. Quite the defenses that he can throw up at the end there by sacrificing himself. Must be relevant to the story. I do not watch this. Have you seen this episode where he sacrifices himself to save everybody?
I've watched Avatar once. It was like 20 years ago.
Fair.
Probably not 20. It's probably pretty exaggerated there, but yes, still pretty long ago.
Love how it's a selfless commander, but it is a good commander? What do you think?
Oh, any commander that kind of just does something like this, and it's tough because like it does something good, right? Vigilance is really strong. I love being able to see what's on the top of my library and then possibly even being able to cast it. Because obviously this kind of set is basically based around allies and those bending mechanics. So just building an ally deck is super strong, but a commander that you throw down for 4 and then you're just gonna sack constantly, like it's just I don't know. This is far better than the 99.
Believe it or not, there are a lot of ally synergies when it comes to that kindred type. I am very here for that. There are a lot of old cards that cared about allies too, which are really cool. And I think this might actually be pretty viable. This is one of those cards that just not necessarily you build around this card, but this card increases all of your 99. I kind of like that. So I'm actually here for this. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But let's move on to the grade,
I
Steven.
almost want to throw it into a I'm actually kind of thinking about what if I throw this into like a Baitor?
There you go.
Cares about the toughness, just give all those creatures +0/+5. Interesting kind of thought.
Just a little extra and indestructible. Move on to the grade, Steven. What do you got?
I'm gonna give this a D. I think it's cool. I understand that allies are back and they're super strong now because of this set, but just not for me.
I'm gonna go one up. I think this one is a C for me. I do like the ally synergies that they can bring around, which leads us to our average for Hakoda. It's the average of a C. Could this be the next Winota? Let's find out. This is Jet, Rebel Leader. It's 3 and a white for a 3/4 legendary creature, human rebel ally. It says whenever it attacks, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature card with mana value 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. It's definitely a Winota.
Definitely not.
It's not as good as Winota, but it's definitely
It's
that
not good.
similar effect for sure.
Winota, you get a whole other color, and you can get multiple instances of that trigger. This is just the one when Jet attacks. But I will say, I do like it. I think it's kind of fun.
It is fun.
But it's just like, I mean, I understand why it's restrictive with the mana value 3 or less, but I mean, you're building around. I think that's what I like the most about this card is this gives you a avenue to kind of build. So obviously you're filling your deck with all these creatures that are mana value 3 or less, maybe like a payoff here and there, but I kind of like decks like this where it like I know exactly the direction I want to go.
Yeah, you could put like a Sensei's Divining Top in this, really have that top deck manipulation so you're always hitting that threshold when this attacks. Give this thing haste, make sure you do it right away because that is a downside as well. That you have to wait a full another turn cycle if it does not gain haste in any other way to hopefully do the thing you're trying to do to get just free card advantage. So, hey, free spells are never bad, right, Steven?
Yeah, I'm mulligan down to 2 to make sure I have a Lightning Greaves.
Let's move on to the grades. I'm still sticking in the middle of the road. It is like a Winota in my opinion, but it's going to be slow. So it's a C for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a C. It is a little slow.
Well, Jet Rebel Leader gets the average grade of a C. Next up is Katara, Heroic Healer. It's 4 and a white for a 2/3 legendary creature human warrior ally. It's got lifelink, and when Katara enters, you put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control. I love those abilities. You can blink this multiple times. And yeah, keep putting counters on your whole team. However, there are way easier ways to do that than just blink this over and over. Katara's Crusade, same cost. Just whenever a creature enters, you put a counter on the whole team. I like that better.
Yeah, Hunter, I agree with you 100%. I think to give this card, like, I guess some good value, normally I'm not a big fan of cards that are super high on CMC, especially if they're going to be my commander. I think this card in particular, though, kind of is the finisher, right? So you have your finisher in your command zone. So you're building up your board state, you're getting all your pieces ready, you're getting all those blink effects, and then as soon as you're ready to go, you have a bunch of creatures on the field. Boom, you play this, you start blinking, and then you just start going to the rails.
Yeah, I totally get that. You're definitely gonna build your board and create your board state into a big, scary, just go wide strategy with this card. And Monowhite is probably the best color. You can actually just make a whole bunch of 1/1s, right? When it comes to
Yep,
tokens,
exactly.
this is the color you want to play with, besides green, I guess. But yeah, I'm okay with this card. Do I think it's that powerful? No, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to the grades. We'll start with you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stick middle of the road. C. I think it's could be super strong, but again, like it does completely portray what you're gonna probably do later in the game, just because it's right there and everybody can see it. So just yeah, just a C.
This one actually doesn't inspire me, so I'm actually gonna go one lower. Believe it or not, I'm giving this a D.
Whoa, the
I
+1/+1
know,
guy.
I know.
That's
This
wild.
Katara Heroic Healer gets the average grade of a C. Next up is Master Piandao. It's 4 and a white for a 4/4 legendary creature, human warrior ally. It's got first strike, and whenever it attacks, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an ally, equipment, or lesson card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This card's okay. Just okay.
Yeah,
It's just okay.
just okay.
Kind of just not here for it. 5 mana once again in mono white. And this one just cares about allies, equipment, and lessons, which obviously you're building your deck specifically around those to get that advantage, but you're only putting it in your hand. You're not getting that free cast like we saw just a bit ago with Jet, where you can just drop it onto the field. It's just a little bit of card advantage. And there are easier ways to do that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I completely agree with you on this one too. I just better in the 99, but even then, like
It's a
5
little,
mana is pretty rough
it's a little
for this to
rough.
sit around for a rotation.
Well, yeah, it's this. I mean, I think we could just move on to the grades for this one, Steven. What are you giving this one?
I'm gonna give this a D just for commander value.
I too will give that a D as well. So Master Piandao gets the average grade of a D. Moving on to Momo Friendly Flier. It is one single white mana for a 1/1 legendary creature, Lemur Bat ally. It's got flying and says the first non lemur creature spell with flying you cast during each of your turns cost 1 less to cast. And whenever another creature you control with flying enters, Momo gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Very interesting card. This is being built around quite often. 1 mana commanders are pretty solid. I do like the ability where it just makes things cheaper. Granted, it is the only first non-lemur spell. So you can run bats and birds, and probably just mainly birds because mono white. um, but it's cool. I like 1 mana commanders. This can
I
get big fast and maybe kill somebody quickly with commander damage because it's flying.
I don't know what to think.
No?
I'm like racking my bread, like my brain. I said my bread. Oh my god. I don't know, man. Like the most build around mono white card.
So far. Yep.
I'm missing something.
Misses something.
I mean, don't get me wrong, dude. I love the fact it's 1 mana. Listen, I am here for it. All right. I would build a Ragavan deck if I could, but
Ragavan's
I just like,
incredible. This you don't compare
oh,
that.
dude.
Don't compare this to Ragavan, please.
That's what I'm just saying. 1 mana. Just that's the only comparison I will make. But I do like cost reduction. I think cost reduction is fantastic, but it is very specific. It is only creatures with flying and non-lemur, which obviously that second part's like null and void. Like doesn't really matter. But I guess it's the commander damage people are looking at.
Definitely, because it's whenever another creature with flying enters, right? So if you have any kind of like token strategy of just making a bunch of flyers, boom, this gets huge quick.
You know, Hunter, I mean, I guess if you're really feeling it, obviously this cares about flying and non-lemurs. So Tempest Hawk, you
Tempest
can
Hawk,
throw
yeah.
in a bunch of those.
You can also run this as like
Uh,
your angel deck. Make all your angels cheaper.
yeah, if you don't want to run Giada, I guess you can run Momo.
Why run Gyatso when you can run Momo? I don't know. It's not for me. It's not for you. It seems these are our grades. Comment down below what you guys think of Momo as a commander. Like I said, these are just our opinions. So Steven, we'll go to the grades. You start.
But a C. I mean, it's cool. I like cost reduction. I like maybe being able to punch somebody in the face for commander damage. So I mean, yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, Steven, I completely agree with you. I'm going to join you at that C category, which brings us to our average for a Momo friendly flyer. It's a C. I heard you like 1 mana Momos, Steven. How about another? This one is Momo Playful Pet. It's 1 white mana for a 1/1 legendary creature lemur bat ally. It's got flying, it's got vigilance, and when Momo leaves the battlefield, choose one. You can create a food token, or you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, or scry 2. Bunch of solid effects
Okay.
there. Obviously, you're going to be blinking this a bunch because you want it to leave. Probably not die, but if it does die, you still get those triggers. Um, yeah, just get it started. It's got flying and vigilance.
Let's get it started. Um,
It's a 99 guard.
yeah, it's a 99 card.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's a 99 card. I don't know what else to say. It's one of those cards that is just like I see what it does. I know the direction the deck would go if you were to build it, which, like I said, it's strictly blink or airbend. If you want to just build around airbending, which is still blink because there's not a lot of airbending, but it does the one thing one time. I just
Yeah, and the one thing, like even the best one, obviously put +1/+1 count on a target creature. This just says target. We've already talked about plenty of other cards that give the +1/+1 to your entire board.
yeah. Let's move on.
So
Let's move on to the grades. I'm giving this one a D.
yeah, I'll give it a D. Yeah.
Yeah. The average grade for Momo Playful Pet is a D. One more Momo for you. This one's Momo Rambunctious Rascal. 2 and a white for a 1/1 legendary creature, lemur bat ally. It's got flying, and when Momo enters, he deals 4 damage to target tapped creature an opponent controls. I don't know the reason for 4 damage specifically, but he has to deal it to a tapped creature an opponent controls, which I feel like you're just probably hanging on to this card, waiting for that opportunity. This is not a good card. Like, this is not a good card for the 99. This is not a good card, period.
I mean, if it had flash.
If it had flash, still not that good of a card, in my opinion. Maybe for limited.
No, it's not good.
But
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But we're not talking about limited. We're talking about commander grades.
we're talking about commander grades. We're talking about this as a commander. And for that reason, let's move to the grades. This one's an F for me.
Big ol' F for flying.
F for flying. Momos are getting worse. Momo, Rambunctious Rascal, gets the average grade of an F. Moving on to Monk Gyatso. It's 3 and a white for a 3/3 legendary creature human monk. It says whenever another creature you control becomes the target of a spell or ability, you may airbend that creature. Cool. Airbend it. So if you were
Yeah.
to do like a combat trick you'd be like, "Ah, just kidding. I'm airbending it. I just wasted mana on that card." However,
Uh,
it is
I,
a protection spell. So if someone's trying to use any type of target removal on your creatures, this card just says it's now airbended. I'll pay 2 mana later.
brother, I'm not gonna lie to you. I am so here for this card. It's not even funny.
As a commander,
Absolutely.
okay, do tell.
So, you know how Nadu had that broken feature with Shuko?
Yes.
Yeah. So same kind of combat-y tricks here. So essentially Monkiatsu on the field, you have things like Shuko or anything that may target any kind of like cost reduction effect will almost sometimes allow you to cast those airbended like creatures for free. So you have a chance to have unlimited ETBs. There was that one weird like camel thing that costs like one less for each creature you have, so it could literally just cost 0
Mm-hmm.
and you can draw your entire deck. This card can literally go into this could be a CDH deck.
Yeah, I can see that.
This
I
is an
definitely can
insane
see what
card.
you're talking about. Of like, you can even do it with Greaves, right? Because technically Greaves, you're just airbending that creature. So this card is not targeting anything, but because you were attaching Greaves to something, it triggers this card. You can just airbend it, bring it back with that cost reduction, like you were saying. Attach Greaves again for free. Keep doing that over and over. Get unlimited ETBs if you wanted. Anything that just draws your deck, anything that pings your opponent, just we are good to go. However, this is just mono white, so
I
you're
mean,
gonna
you're not wrong, but I
have to
mean
find
there
some
are
stuff.
game finishers.
I mean, definitely. And
But
there's,
that's like
you can also just like, if like I mentioned earlier, Cathar's Crusade, just unlimited ETBs, you're making your team enormous.
yeah, and like with cards like Abdel Adrian, when they enter, basically you get to blink your entire board, and then you attach Lightning Greaves to that. Monkiatsu will see it, get rid of it, and then essentially now you can go infinite mana. Like
Hmm.
it's just this card is really good, and I'm so here for this. It's not even funny.
You sound really high on it. Let's move on to the grades. What are you giving it?
I'm gonna give this an A. I'm being dead serious. Like this is a solid commander.
Well, I'm going to go one lower. I can see the power behind it, but for me, it's not there. So I'm going to give this one a B. But the average grade for Monk Gyatso is an A. Moving on to Pipsqueak, Rebel Strongarm. It's 2 and a white for a 4/4 legendary creature human rebel ally. It says it can't attack alone unless he has a +1/+1 counter on him. It's
Oh
very
boy, do we have another A on our screen right now?
So let me just say this. The wording on this card is so weird, right? Because it's going to probably come down turn 3, hopefully, maybe even turn 2. Uh, as a 4/4, that's awesome. But before that, just drop little 1/1. This is a 4/4 swinging on turn 3. That's pretty cool. I like that.
It's kind of like a weird love struck beast.
It is kind of a weird. It can't attack alone, so just always attack with something else. You're fine. And then it can
No,
attack alone
let's stop talking about
if it
this.
has a counter on. Okay, fine. I tried
Let's
to hype
stop.
it up. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
We'll move to the grades. It's an F for me.
it's an F, brother.
I'm sorry, Pipsqueak. You get the average grade of an F. Moving on to Sokka, Swordmaster. 2 and a white for a 3/3 legendary creature human warrior ally. It's got vigilance, and it says equipment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each ally you control. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to Sokka. This one is a good one. This one's nuts.
Yeah, this is pretty good. I'll give you that. I do like the avenue of Voltron kind of being into this, where
This,
Voltron normally you just cast a bunch of equipments, but this kind of like lets you kind of build a different route. So it's not just equipment, you're building an ally deck as well. So it is kind of cool.
I mean, we've seen so many cards so far that's like creates so many different ally tokens. You throw all those cards in here, throw all other allies in here, and then because equipment is mostly just colorless, you're just casting all of your equipment for free.
Yeah.
And then you're just using all the mana that you didn't use because you got to cast them for free on equipping it to Sokka. I know you just mentioned it's not Voltron, but I'm looking at it as Voltron. Swing in, kill somebody.
No, no, no. Let me rephrase if that's how you took it. This is Voltron. 100%. I just
Okay.
like I like the avenue where it's like instead of you building a deck that is just one creature, a bunch of like Voltron stuff, this is like a Voltron ally deck to try and get the cost reduction going, get your board presence because that is the issue with Voltron, right? You are so focused on one creature. And if that creature is destroyed, exiled, just completely screwed over, you have backup to where you have a board presence to where you might not get swung on because everyone knows what you're going to do the next turn you get.
Yeah. I think the only thing that hinders this card is that it's only one color. Otherwise, this card is a slam dunk, in my opinion. I think this is your pretty good equipment matters commander, but it's
Yeah,
very cool.
I do like it.
Moving on to the grades, I'm gonna give this a B. I like it a lot. I'm just like I said, I don't think it's that strong because it needs another color, so I'm going one lower than A.
I like it a lot. Picasso. I'm going to give it a B as well.
Well, Sokka, Swordmaster, gets the average grade of a B. From one to another, we've got another Sokka. This one's Sokka, Wolf Cove's Protector. 2 and a white for a 3/3 legendary creature human warrior ally. It's got Vigilance.
Oh, you're not going to say anything else?
That's it. Isn't that cool?
That's it?
Wasn't that worth a legend?
No, absolutely not. I wish we could swap the art for
For
the
the
two
other one?
Sakas because I love this art. This art is so good.
Sometimes they gotta throw really good art on a bad card to make up for it. And that is what we're sticking with because we're moving on to the grades. This one's an F. Couldn't give it anything lower.
Listen, if you want to build yourself a bracket one deck, here you go. But this is an F for sure.
Yep. Average grade for Sokka. Wolf Cove's Protector is an F. Next up, we've got Suki, Courageous Rescuer, 1 and 2 white for a 2/4 legendary creature human warrior ally. Other creatures you control get +1/+0, and whenever another permanent you control leaves the battlefield during your turn, you create a 1/1 white ally creature token. This ability triggers only once each turn.
Oh boy, you did the thing.
It's pretty cool, huh? With the
You did the
sentence at
thing,
the end
and you
there.
don't even realize it.
I did the
I
thing.
hate that sentence.
The ability triggers only once each turn. Ruins the card,
God,
doesn't
I
it?
hate that phrase.
I will say there are plenty of ways to just continuously bounce things. So I can see why the ability's on there because it's a lot of 1/1s. But it would have been fun to take advantage of. But it is a cool little just token generator.
Yeah, I mean, I do love the fact that it says whenever another permanent you control leaves the battle. Oh, never mind. It's during your turn. This card sucks, brother.
Yeah, it's getting worse, isn't it? All right.
I can't do this anymore. Just finish the mission. Let's get to the grades.
Let's move to the grades. This is going to be a D for me.
I'm gonna give this an F.
Hmm. I don't think it's as bad as just giving something vigilance. But hey, Suki, Courageous Rescuer, gets the average grade of a D. We've got one more Suki. It's Suki Kyoshi, Captain. 2 and a white for a 3/3 legendary creature human warrior ally. It says other warriors you control get +1/+1. And for 3 and a white, attacking warriors you control gain double strike until end of turn. Pretty cool. Very interested on the warrior aspect there. Different from what we've seen. I figured based on what we've seen so far, it should have said allies, right? But hey, new lane, Monowhite Warriors. This could be your commander. Give them all double strike.
All right, it's my favorite part of the video. Everyone at home, Hunter, hit me with the number.
Monowhite Warriors?
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, Steven, I've crunched the numbers. Everything in mono white of a warrior, including this card, you have an option of 130 different ones.
So you're saying it's possible?
That is definitely possible for sure. But is it good? I think it's decent. I think this is, like I said, this is a lane if you want to go mono white warriors for whatever reason. Suki is your commander. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is. I don't want to say because we say this is middle of the road. We're gonna give it this, but I think this is 100% middle of the road.
And that's why we'll go to the grades, and I will kick us off with a C.
I will go to a C as well.
Very easy and to the point. Suki, Kyoshi captain, gets the average grade of a C. The final mono white legend is the Duke, Rebel Sentry. 1 white mana for a 0/1. Legendary creature human, Rebel ally. It says the Duke enters with a +1/+1 counter on him, but it has an ability we can tap it to remove a counter from the Duke to put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature you control. It gains hexproof until end of turn. Yep, that's how we're ending the video, Steven, with this one, the Duke. This is not great. It is a 1 mana 1/2 that can protect something at instant speed if you do not attack. And by protect, I mean from target removal. So,
and by instant speed, you wait a turn.
Yeah, this one's rough. It's a bummer. But here we are.
Yeah, it's not like terrible, but it's not commander worthy. I mean, this is I definitely think this is 100% a card you throw into the 99. I do like that.
Yeah.
It's very reminiscent of Zach Fair from Final Fantasy, but obviously I think Zach Fair's a little better.
There's always one of those abilities of protection as a legend in every set, I feel like. This set, we've seen 2 now with Hakoda. But let's move on to the grade. Steven, we'll start with you.
I'm going to give it a D.
Wow. I'm going to an F for this one. I don't think it does anything.
All right. Fair.
The average grade for the Duke Rebel Sentry is a D. And that is it. That is all 21 mono white legends from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Were we too harsh on some grades? Were we spot on? Maybe you disagreed completely with some grades. Always interested to hear your guys' opinions, so please leave them in the comment section below. Hit that like button if you haven't already done so, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel because we have a lot of these videos coming out, and you don't want to miss out on any other content that we are constantly uploading here on YouTube. Also, while you're down there, check the description. You'll find links to all of our social media accounts. Follow us on those as well to keep up to date with everything going on, as well as some merch. That's right, if you wanted to pick up something like what Steven's wearing, which is very cool, brand new merch, go to guysatmagic.com or check the link in the description. And also, on the screen right now, all of our Patreon subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your added support. It really does mean the world to us. If you guys wanted to check out what they're seeing, which is not here on YouTube, do check the link in the description as well and consider subscribing. And a very special shout out to our Gains Indestructible tier, starting with
Daryl Tripp,
Demarion Turner,
Dr. Rome,
Dolo XMJ,
Ghost McGrady,
Jimmy Ward,
Jay Pizzle,
Calvor,
Kevo,
Samuel Abbott,
and Thrifty PSGR.
You guys are awesome. Appreciate every single one of you. And until the next video, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.
I like airbending. Kind of cool.